your daily dose of edutainment on today's episode of Geleza Nathi. Miss Susie awaits with her English lesson, and today we'll be bringing you some revision. We play dress up in the GN warehouse namhlanje as we continue with the matric dance throw forward, and we have an awesome duo of designers to show you what's hot and what's not. The GN tour bus takes a turn up on Ebutoka Technical School with Umbuyi, but right now it's time to learn, it's time to have fun. Woza uzo Geleza Nathi.
Geleza Nathi. You can do it alright, that's right. Future is bright, alright. You can do it alright, that's right. Future is bright. Hey, 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 hey. So Geleza Nathi. Geleza Nathi.
Our pearl tus, able, our pearl tus. Yeah, I'm talking about Sanega tus. Yeah, we are so better. I'm gonna put because in Skype Sana Geleza Nathi, Roger and SABC One Zanzi for sure. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning, and that can only mean one thing. English FAL is what we are doing. I'm trying to at IMC_G on Twitter. And of course, 5 to 6 a.m. nothing but the best in edutainment. I'm talking entertainment and education. Tanega tus unjani.
Oh, Sanbanan Lapemakaya, today we're going to have an awesome lesson because it's all about revision. So you guys are getting ready for your internal exams. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at a past paper and see how to get you guys ready, especially for the language section of your exam.
Nice one. I'm definitely looking forward to that one. Now, Jeng and Joy Lobafetu, we have our lovely VIPs, Roger, in studio. How are you guys doing?
Good.
High School Orlando West.
Ngiyakuza wena sisami.
Nakalibitso ke Lerato Phatlane. I'm from Emadolin Secondary School. I live in Orlando East.
Okay. Now what do you want to wear? Come and trick dance out.
Just a nice simple dress.
A nice simple dress?
Yes.
Alright, and when I'm fit too?
I'm going to shoot and swim.
Shoot man nje ubangene.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice one. Now bafethu nyazi ukuthi nje njalo la kuGeleza Nathi you always have a VO question, and today is no different. It's fun kwazi like how kahle kahle. Wena lapha ekhaya, what do you think are absolute no-nos for a matric dance outfit? Hit us up on Facebook and on Twitter, facebook.com/Geleza Nathi at GN_SABC1. With that said, are you guys ready for today's brain breaker? I want to know, is it true or false? Uguti, the equivalent of a matric dance in America, a prom, is named after William Prom, the designer of the first ball gown.
I'd say false.
False. For sure.
Yeah, I don't know who the first
but
designer is.
But I see true there, somewhere in your brain.
You see through my,
yeah.
You see through my head.
Now, Bafetu, what do you guys think?
I think it's very true.
True, okay.
I think it's true.
You guys think it's true?
Yes.
Well, let's find out what the correct answer is. And the correct answer is false. Now, the equivalent of a matric dance is indeed a prom, but it is short for the word promenade, lemonade, which is a term used to describe the march of guests at the beginning of a ball or a formal event. Now, bafethu nitholile. Now, bafethu asame so kahle kahle. Namhlanje siniphatheleni kwisikolo sethu.
Silana touchdown Northwest Potchefstroom Ikacheng Extension number 5 Butoka Technical School Lapiskona namhlanje. It's a very cloudy day, but as Geleza Nathi my figure down, and it's gonna be a nice sunny day. So maybe it's good to break the pattern. So let's find out who's gonna be victorious, either Team A or Team B. Hit us up on Twitter and send us your predictions, and towards the end of the show you will see who are the winners today. Without wasting any time, let's get parties bulise. Then sithola bantwana sodlala na big game. Yeah.
And like Umbuyi izikhipha manje ama-shorts, ama-vest, phaca kodwa siya kwi-winter. Ithini into yakho? But anyways, come on, a quick commercial break. Best way we get our very first to learn a question. Wind out.
Geleza Nathi. Geleza Nathi.
Welcome back to your early edutainment breakfast show. Ngikhuluma ngani mina ukhuluma Geleza Nathi Racha on SABC One Mzansi for sure. Bafethu siyazi ukuthi it's matric dance season. Nonke nifuna ukuba bahle. So wena lapha kahlala phansi unethezeke uyibukele iGeleza Nathi and tell us some awesome tips on what to really wear on your matric dance. Good morning to you guys and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Now you guys are designers. Please tell me a little bit more about that.
Oh. Well, I'm George from Kitarian George, and met this guy in 2009 at the Mpumalanga Fashion Week, where I was debuting my collection, and he was the brand ambassador. And then fast forward to that 2013, we met in Gandhi Square.
Gandhi Square, where we all meet.
By the buses.
Yeah.
So that's where we met, and we decided to, to form a duo, which is Kitari and George.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Now, please kindly tell me about the love or the passion you have for designing.
Wow, the passion, the love I have for designing. well, I originally studied ballet at school. So I think the influence came from lots and lots of costumes, and also because being Pedi, and I come from a very rich cultural background. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I met George in Mpumalanga, and I loved, how he incorporated his own influence from where he's from in Lesotho. And I thought, he's a couturier and I'm a couturier, so how about we merge the different techniques together, and then come up with a brand called Kitari and George now. Yeah.
Nice. Now, we know that it's matric dance season. I want to know, as a matriculant, how do I come up, or how do I know what's best for me to wear during my matric dance?
I think it's important. I mean, first of all, I think matrics, or if you're in grade 11 and knowing that you're going into, matric, you could actually save a lot of money, towards your matric dance, because it comes once, you know what I mean? So with a lot of girls, I think the mistake that they make is that they opt for cheaper fabrics or cheaper designers, and they don't really necessarily get what they're looking for. I mean, if you can eat ikota from that costs you about 25 rands, the whole entire year, and you can save that 25 rand and maybe cut down. You can get exactly the dress that the dress of your dreams. It's more like a wedding, you know what I mean? So I'd suggest that the young girls or young men, they actually research and stick to just one idea, find a good designer, sit down with them, and then come up with a good concept or a good dress.
Nice. Now, I want to know, a lot of the time, we as young people, we as people in general, we look at someone and we think, that dress, that suit looks good on you, but then I opt for that and I buy it, but it doesn't really suit me. Why do you think we make that mistake most of the time?
I think it's just the lack of understanding your body type, your skin tone. So you need to sort of, consult with, stylists or fashion designers. Come in, and then we suggest what works for you. And then,
I see. Now I know, it's that time of the year, the budget is tight. See, so how do I get the best of the best when it comes to my matric dance? But on a tight budget, how do I do that?
Before we get there, like he said, you need to sort of save up, to your matric dance, because it's your big night. So it sort of pretty much starts from grade 11 or grade 10. Start saving up, and then you get pictures as references. You come to us. If it's beyond your budget or below the budget, then we have to sort of cut down on, the cost of the fabric and, the technicalities that goes into the design.
I see.
So it doesn't really matter where you're from. I mean, the matrics really want, something that is extravagant and something that will really suit their body type. So my suggestion is never compromise on quality, because I think what right now is a lot of people compromise on quality and they don't get what they want, and then it becomes a problem with with the designers. And now I think that as I said earlier on, mentioned earlier on, is that budget is important. I mean, they attend fiestas, whatever, and all those kind of things. I mean, just save money, have a little account somewhere that you can open. I mean, banks now offer students those accounts where you can actually save money into that, and then so that when it comes to your big nights, you're able to afford the kind of suit that you've been dreaming of.
Definitely. So guys, do save up. Now, Tanik, I want to know, what did you wear on your matric dance?
I wore a simple dress. It was a long dress. I think it was made of satin, not sure, but it was a bare back. Everyone wanted to turn around and pose there.
Nice one. Right now, though, it's time for us to play Igama drama. Now, Lana Gang, Igama, that is all juggled up, and all they have to do is simply unscrabble the word. They have 30 seconds to do exactly that, and now Lapika runs out on Facebook and on Twitter. So let's play Igama drama. Guys, do remember you have 30 seconds to unscrabble this easy word, if I do say so myself. And here are your letters. L-A-C-I-S-C, S-A-B-C, LACISC. 20 more seconds on the clock, guys. This word is very. You done?
Yeah.
Is it that easy?
It is, yeah.
On Facebook and on Twitter. 10 more seconds on the clock. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time is up. But though, Mr. Director, this word was very easy. Can't we get another word, guys? Like, come on. Okay, cool. Thandeka, what did you get? Classic.
Classic, yes.
What? I'm a classic.
You said
man.
it before you even saw the word.
And what did you get? Classic. Right.
Classic.
Okay, let's see what the correct answer is. And the correct answer is classic. Everyone got it correct in studio. So I'm guessing you guys will be looking dapper on your matric dance ball, right? Yeah. Don't disappoint us now. Thank you so much for coming through, guys. And now I give you a question. What do you think are absolute no-nos for a matric dance outfit? Hit us up on Facebook and on Twitter. Facebook.com/Geleza Nathi @SABC1. Thank you so much, guys, for coming through. It's a quick commercial break. This way, let's tell our very first learner question lined out.
Geleza Nathi. Geleza Nathi.
Welcome back to Geleza Nathi right here at SABC1 Mzansi for sure. Now, for all you young movers and shakers, banana Mzansi in particular competition awesome kakhulu. And like I see, hashtag I'm active in my school competition. Now, if you're active in your school or your community and you're changing it for the better, then you're definitely the person we are looking for. All you have to do is take a picture or a video clip of yourself doing exactly that change and post it onto our Facebook or Twitter pages, which is facebook.com/Geleza Nathi @SABC1. And Gwazban, you might just be walking away with this lovely, beautiful, brand new spanking tablet. Let's get right into the learning and get our second, or rather, our first learner question.
Technical school and ngihlezi nobani today?
No Jack Molefe.
Okay, Jack.
Ya ke teng Shabona.
Alena ke sharp. So mangakuthola esikolweni ke tla o kreya wetsang qualificationing.
Ya ke tla be le busy obvious go.
Busy wetsang.
Ha lo tse dintsi.
Name one.
Depends on ga di plan.
So you're a busy man.
Yeah.
Okay, moko ko sekolong favorite subject are okay.
Physics, mechanics, graphics, le maths.
So after matric you bona wetsang?
Ke batla go study master law.
Oh, okay. So ring put how for a teacher back in studio.
Could you use your previous examination paper to revise language in preparation of external exam?
Thank you so much to Jack for that question. Now, Nina Ngamzwanga Jack asking the question, he basically asked if we could go through a previous examination paper to revise language in preparation for the external examination. Now, the great thing about this question is that, first of all, we see that Jack understands the importance of going through past papers to make sure that you are ready for the paper that you will be writing, your exam. So this is not to say that you shouldn't revise from your textbooks or the activities you've done in class, but to check your understanding, always go to a past paper and really practice with that, which is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to take a 2015 March paper and we're going to go through it in order to get you guys ready for the language section of the paper. So without wasting any time, we're going to look at Global Hand Washing Day. That's the title of the text we're going to be reading. Now, as we read the text, you guys may note that, hey, mistake. Well, that's good. If you can spot the errors while you are reading, it's going to make it easier for you to answer the question. So let's go straight to the text. Global Hand Washing Day. WASH is an acronym that stands for Wash, Sanitation and Hygiene. October 15th is celebrated each year as Global Hand Washing Day. It was originally created for children and schools, but can be observed by anyone promoting the washing of hands. Global Hand Washing Day is endorsed by a number of governments, international organizations, pharmaceutical companies, and the World Bank. Why hand washing with soap? Hand washing with soap is the most effective and inexpensive way to prevent diarrhea and acute respiratory infections. Together, they are responsible for the majority of all child deaths. Yet, despite its life-saving potential, hand washing with soap is seldom practiced and difficult to promote. Turning hand washing with soap before eating and after using the toilet into a fixed habit could save more lives than any single vaccine or medical intervention. By 2015, this will reduce the deaths between children under the age of 5 by 1/4. So we've read the text, you read the entire text, and then you take a look at the questions that follow. Now we are looking at question 5, and the instructions say, correct the single error in each of the following sentences. Write down only the question numbers and the words you have corrected. Now, ama instructions abaluleke kakhulu, so don't rush to start answering questions without actually reading the instructions. If you don't follow the instructions, you could lose marks. So pause, take a moment to make sure you understand that you're doing the correct thing, right? So already here we've got things that are being emphasized by being written rather in capital letters. So you can see it says correct the single error. So ungahamba usufuna izinto ezi-1,000 in one sentence. There's only one error per sentence, okay? And the second thing that you need to note is that you write down only the question numbers and the words you have corrected. Do not write the entire sentence. Follow the instructions. Okay, now that we got that out the way, let's take a look at the questions that you're going to be asked. We've got A. It says WASH, an acronym that stands for Wash, Sanitation and Hygiene. So already there, what's happening is we've got the sentences that have errors, and you need to start thinking about where the errors are. We'll go into that in just a bit. Then B, the sentence there is Global Hand Washing Day is endorsed by a number of governments. C, yet despite its life-saving potential, hand washing with soap is seldom practiced and difficult to promote. Then we've got D. By 2015, this will reduce deaths between children under the age of 5 by 1/4. Right, so those are the questions, or rather those are the sentences that you need to fix. And already what's happening now is it's going to be hard to practice this paper if you haven't been paying attention in class or if you haven't been doing exercises around language. So the first thing that we're going to look at, A, really just deals with concord and subject-verb agreement. Before we answer A, let's revise what is concord, and or rather what is concord subject-verb agreement. Concord is the agreement between two words in a sentence. If the subject of the sentence is plural, then the verb also needs to be plural. But if the subject is singular, the verb must also be singular, and that is what we mean by the agreement. So we're going to take a look at examples of how exactly can a verb be singular and plural. Well, here is a sentence. The sentence reads in the singular form is, the boy plays soccer. Now, what you need to take note of is the fact that the boy, our subject, right? I'm going to put S there for subject. Our subject is singular. There is only one boy. Therefore, our verb also needs to take the singular form. Now, the singular form is plays. So this is our singular verb here. And then, of course, we've got our object there, which is soccer. So the boy plays soccer. That's the singular. Now, it changes when we have a plural subject. So this is more than one boy, okay? And now, our verb becomes plural as well, where you've got the boys play soccer. Now, you might be asking yourself, how does this work? It's quite simple. If you think of it as transferring the S, right? So in singular, the S is at the end of the word plays, right? But in plural, the S goes to the subject, so it's boys. So if you think about it like that, maybe that can help you as well. But it's really things that we hear all the time. So if you've heard and you read a lot, then it's easy for you to spot these kinds of errors. But let's take a look at another example. The teenager, one teenager, meaning our subject is singular, listens to house music. Again, in the singular, when our verb is singular, we've got that S at the end. So really think about that S as standing for singular, okay, at the end of the verb. So the teenager listens to house music. On the other side, when we have our subject being plural, that's our plural subject, we already have the S there, the teenagers. Now, if the S is there, we don't need it again for the verb. The teenagers listen to house music. So that is how concord works, the subject-verb agreement. So let's go back to the question and check it out. Now, we need to correct the single error. Now, the single error, if we read it, it says there, WASH is an acronym that stands for Wash, Sanitation and Hygiene. Now, as you can see, our subject is singular. Okay? But now, in the case of our subject being singular, let's find our verb. Our verb is stand. Is this verb singular too? No. And how do you know that it's not singular? We don't have the S at the end, right? So we need to put the S there to make sure that our verb is also singular. So when we correct it, we look at that. So it's singular and we've got that. So we change it, right? And when we change it, it is going to now, hold on, before we put the answer, remember the instruction. It says that write down only the question numbers and the words that you have corrected. We've only corrected the word stands, so we've got A is stands. And that is how you will get your 1 mark, because you understand what the problem was and you've fixed it. Now we're going to look at the next one. Now let's go over the idea of spelling. Sometimes when you read a sentence, you're thinking, hi, this sentence makes sense. You know, I definitely understand what's going on here. But then you try to think, what is the problem? Usually in that case, it's the spelling. It's tricky with English because English, the words aren't necessarily spelt the way that you pronounce it. There are some silent letters in other words. So for example, think of assignment. We don't say assignment, you know, or with bomb, we don't say bomb. There's a silent B. And scissors, we don't say skizzers because the C is silent. So already that's the trick when it comes to spelling. Now, you guys, at this stage, you already know how to spell the words. But that is where you also still get tested on your spelling to make sure that you're always alert. Ngobi WhatsApp gadian mosh. So now what we need to make sure is we need to make sure that we know the correct spelling. And this is South African Standard English. Be careful of the American spelling as well. So now we look at the sentence, Global Hand Washing Day is endorsed by a number of governments. So with this one, the problem is with the word governments. It has been spelled incorrectly. When you say governments, it sounds right when you're reading it down. That's how you pronounce it. But remember, English is not a phonetic language. It's not about how you pronounce words, right? And so we need to fix it. It's one thing to identify the error, but you need to fix it as well. So how do we spell government correctly? The letter N was missing there, so that's all you need to do is to include it. So we've got the letter as well as the corrected word. Now the next one with C, we have a problem with the apostrophe. Now let's revise. Once again, the apostrophe has two uses. The first use is to show possession or to show that something belongs to you. For example, Mbali's books are neat. Who do the books belong to? Mbali. And that is why we've got the apostrophe before the S. The second use is to show that a letter has been left out or the letter has been omitted. And what you now have is the contraction, you know, to make the word shorter. That's the second use of the apostrophe. So when you read words, you need to check what has the apostrophe been used for. So here is an example. Don't watch too much television. The apostrophe here is used to show contraction, right? Because you would have the phrase do not. So instead of writing that phrase, we just write don't, and we use the apostrophe to show what we've done. So now let's take a look at the question. C says, yet despite its life-saving potential. Now let's look at that phrase as it is. If we were to take away the apostrophe and we looked at the word in full, it's going to be, yet despite it is life-saving potential. Already we should see a red flag. It does not make sense to say despite it is. So therefore we know that the apostrophe does not belong there, okay? So in other words, we can keep the word it's without having an apostrophe because we have not taken away any letters. So once again, your answer will be C and the corrected word is it's. Right, so now we're going to move along to prepositions. You guys have done prepositions before, but we're going to revise to make sure that you're able to answer the question for D. A preposition is a type of linking word, and it's popular for its function to show the position of something. So is it on top? You know, it's not inside, it's on top. Those types of things. The preposition shows you where something is. But actually, the preposition can also show position. It can also show time. It can show place and direction. Remember that, look at your study guides. These things are all in your study guides. Don't fear, you've definitely done this before. So we're going to go to the question and see what is the problem. Firstly, we identify the preposition here, and the preposition in the sentence is between. When do we use this preposition between? Now, the preposition between is used to show that something is happening with two things, okay? So it can be between two people, between two buildings, but it always has to be two things, because when you are in between, ungene maphakathini, basically. So if you were to translate it like that, angeke ungene maphakathini kwabantu abayi-5. Where is the between there, you know? So we don't use between when it's more than two things. So with that in mind, when we have more than two, we use the preposition among. So we can have a discussion among ourselves because there are 4 of us. However, the students can have a discussion between the 2 of them because there are 2 people. Sia and I can have a discussion between the 2 of us because there are 2 of us, right? So you need to think of it in that way. And now the correction then becomes among, because there are more than, it's not just 2 groups of children, but it's more than 2 groups, right? It's more children. Okay, so then we correct it and we say D is going to be among. Now, those are the 4 questions that I wanted us to go over, but just to recap, the important thing about this section is to check all your knowledge when it comes to language, your parts of speech, your vocabulary, and your spelling as well. Make sure you are able to edit the errors that you see. Don't read the text too quickly, because sometimes when you read quickly, it's harder to spot the errors. Those errors are not that obvious. So take your time, find those errors, but most importantly, be ready to correct them.
Nice one. Thank you so much for that awesome lesson, Tandega. Now let's see what you guys have to say on Facebook about Tandega's lesson. Now, comment Kamagu, Fortunate Tobega Dlamini. I love the way you guys explain. You make everything easy to understand and easy to answer too. Proudly A+ student. Keep those A's coming and keep those comments coming on our Facebook and Twitter pages. Right now though, quick commercial break. Best way to Team A or Team B. Mina.
Geleza Nathi. Geleza Nathi.
Welcome back to Geleza Nathi right at SABC 1 Mzansi. For sure, ningalibali ke uthatha nathi kumakhasi ethu onxibelelwano, that is on Facebook, no Twitter, facebook.com/Geleza Nathi, at @GN_SABC1. Isixelo banina, what rather are your predictions for igame yethu namhlanje? Team A noma Team B? Uba kahle kahle umanqoba. Now bafethu, are you guys still having a great time? Are you guys still having a great time? Yes, no, maybe. Ngathi niborekile nje bafethu. Why manje? Energy sasekhona masine.
Asesekhona.
So ngifuna ukwazi athena on predictions wenu. Team A uzowina noma Team B?
Ewobula amathini la oqala imaba.
Team A noma Team B? Wena khetha nje, vele ukhethe nje.
Okay, Team A.
Team A. You'd go with B, right? Team A. And wena?
I'll go with B too.
Okay. Asawuthi kahle kahle bani zomanqoba namhlanje.
My name is Andile Kuzwayo, aka Andika G. I'm from grade 11F, Motoka Technical School. I think we're gonna win Team B because we on fleek, man.
My name is Mpomo Kanyane and I'm in Motoka Technical School. Team B re tlo ba Shomaya and ha fetsa go ba Shomaya ba tlo go didikiwe.
Dumela mo khaile dina la me ku timile malope ke tsombo bo sekolo se sekolo sa Botoka re tlo bita Team B because
I am Khotso Moranyani and I think we'll beat Team A because in mathematics we always solve for problems. They are the problems, we need to solve this.
My name is Ritumetse Maete, aka La Rosie. At School Motoka Technical School, I think we're going to beat Team A because we're the baddest team.
Hello everyone, my name is Letlhana Lomodeboa, aka Scrappy Liza Las Liza. So I think we're gonna beat Team A because like Havana Selo man, Rabasolva Kapil.
So check out your 16 banners uzobona ukuthi game yana namhlanje ukuthi idlaliwa kanjani.
Okay, sure, lapha bafethu, it's time for umlabalaba with a twist. The object of the game is to place 3 discs of the same color on the mat in a solid pattern. This can either be horizontal, vertical, or diagonal. Whichever way works, man. See, each team gets the chance to roll a die, which will give them one of 4 options. Skip a turn, remove one of the opposing team's disc, replacing it with one of your own, question and answer, and the very, very lucky but very rare bonus. The first team with 3 discs consecutively in a row wins the war. Washa.
So okay, we're gonna start off with Team A. So Team A, roll the dice. Sibona umphumela wakhona ukuthi zenza kanjani. Would it be Q&A? Would it be bonus? Would it be remove? Or would it be skip a 10? It is a Q&A, and guys, your question is you need to choose between these 2. Between Q-U-I-T-E or Q-U-I-E-T. He is too I wish he would speak more.
quiet.
So it is Q-U-I-E-T. Show the people at home. And the correct answer, it is that one quiet Q-U-I-E-T. So do the right thing. Okay, commenting. Okay, Timpy. That one was slicer. Squip it, slicer. I will take it because nothing interfered. Ne? So it is removed. So slicer, you know what to do. So ikona a team A, obega a team B. It's a disqualifier. And put your cone. Yes, slicer. So team A, roll the dice. It is remove also. Team B, roll the dice. Remove. Finally, it's a Q&A for Team B. So you're gonna choose between these two. Q-U-I-T-E or Q-U-I-E-T. This is hard for me to say. Your breath stinks. Mlomo wakho uyanuka man, funa ukumtshela ukuthi geza umlomo, faka Colgate, scope every day because the aromas which is coming out of your mouth, it's just not nice. Imagine, guys. Vuka ugeze ekuseni ube hygienic. Imagine if I come to you and like ha, and then it's like ha, then I'm like ha. Yarr! So Team B, your answer is what?
Quiet.
Quiet. Okay, let's show the people at home. And that is the correct answer. Claps right there. So Slicer puts a cone on the mat. Yes, Slicer is very happy, Papa. Okay, so right now, 10 for Team A, roll a die. So 1-1, Sifunezi 3, for you guys to be the winners for today. So they just rolled Q&A, still the same thing. You need to choose between Q-U-I-T-E or Q-U-I-E-T. I didn't hear what she was saying. Could you repeat it? Very tricky. So audience, are you still alive? And they're very much alive. Twitter, Facebook is where you need to be at. So time is up for Team A. Quiet. So Q-U-I-T-E, show the people at home. And that is the correct answer. I congratulate them. Okay, Team A, it's your turn now. Slicer. Remove. Next time you do that, I will make, not even disqualify, I'll say Team A are the winners. 3 strikes. You're on your second one. So Team A, roll the die. Hey, Team A is under fire now. Slicer did something on the mat. So it is a bonus. Yeah. Slicer. It is a bonus for Slicer. And who are the winners for today? Team B are the winners for today. Let's go back to the studios.
Congratulations to Team B. Anyways, now let's recap on our viewer question one more time. What do you think are absolute no-nos for a matric dance outfit? And here's what you guys had to say on Facebook. Leona, I hope I say that correctly. Bubble dresses, they are out of fashion now. Okay, let's see what the second comment on KG and Antonio, I'm saying that correctly. Anything too short or too tight is a no-no. We'll keep those comments coming on Facebook and on Twitter. Facebook.com/Geleza Nathi at GN_SABC1. Right now, though, let's get right back into the learning. Get our second learner question for the day.
Boom! Here's a piece of Mr. Yellowbone. That's your new nickname, man.
Okay.
Okay? So when I hear, what's nice about being a learner more, ko botoka. Technical School?
What's nice about being a learner in Butoga Technical School is because we have all the facilities in the technical institution whereby we have more machines to use.
So what is your question for our teacher back in studio?
Would you work through more examples with me?
Thank you very much, Tepiso, for the question. Tepiso Orobosakore, could you work through more examples with me? So he wants more examples, and I'm sure you guys at home want more examples too. So let's get right to it. The first thing we're going to revise is the antonym. So what exactly are antonyms? I'm sure you guys have heard that quite a number of times. Antonyms are basically words with the opposite in meaning. So for example, one day you are hot, one day you are cold. Hot is the word and cold is the antonym, right? It's the opposite meaning. It's simple, that's all it is. But this one really tests your vocabulary. Do you know what the opposite of certain words actually means? So let's take a look at an example from the actual paper. We're still working with the paper from last year. The question there says, the instruction rather says, the following question tests your vocabulary, okay? And the question says, write down an antonym for each of the underlined words in the following sentence. So essentially what we want to do is to pay special attention to the words that have been underlined. But it's also very good to read the whole sentence when we are working with vocabulary, because remember, the words around it, the context can also help us find the meaning. So let's go and check it out, right? Don't forget those instructions. They say write down only 5.1.3a and 5.1.3b and the correct answers. So here is the sentence. Hand washing with soap is seldom practiced and difficult to promote. So we are looking for the opposite of seldom and difficult. But before we get to finding the opposite, we need to understand what the actual word means itself before we get the opposite. So you need to confirm that you understand before you move on. Now, seldom means not often, and difficult means hard. I'm sure you guys do that all the time when you are writing those papers. You're like, yo, this is difficult, you know. So now that we know what they actually mean, it becomes easier for us to get the antonym. So the antonym for seldom is often. In other words, if you don't do something often, you do it seldomly. Okay, so the opposite there is often. And this one is easy, because the opposite of difficult is easy. So clearly those matrics from last year are celebrating because it was made very easy for them. But who knows, maybe you could get that too, and it's only going to be easy if your vocab is on fleeky, if your vocab is on point. So use this time to read, really, even newspaper articles, short stories, all of those things. Those words are always there. Always check the meaning of words when you are reading so that you can have more words in your vocab bank in your brain. All right, so the next thing that we're going to check out is the passive voice. Now, we've done a passive voice a couple of weeks ago, but let's quickly revise and see what the passive voice is all about. Now, unlike the passive voice, unlike the active voice rather, the passive voice, the subject becomes the object. In other words, the object now goes to the beginning of the sentence. You begin your sentence with the object, and your verb becomes passive. Those are three things that you need to look at. So here is a question. Question 5.1.4 wants you to rewrite the following sentence in the passive voice, starting with the given word. Hand washing prevents infections. That's the sentence, and you need to start with the word infections. So again, you know, the Department of Education is very kind. You've already been given the object at the beginning of the sentence. So that's minus step one, okay? So step one is done for you already. Infections is our object. And then you need to make the verb passive, remember? So the active verb is prevents. And now you make it prevented for it to be the passive form. And then you add by. After adding by, you put the subject after by. So the subject in this case is hand washing. So your sentence then is going to become infections are prevented by hand washing. So as you can see, we've broken the sentence down so that you guys can see the steps that you need to follow in order to get this 1 mark. It's very easy steps that you need to think of. The last thing we're going to quickly take a look at are question tags. Basically, question tags are what you add at the end of a statement, and they are used when you are asking for agreement or confirmation. When the statement is positive, then the question tag will be negative. And then on the other hand, if the statement is negative, the question tag will be positive. Let's look at an example. And then the next thing, that you need to quickly remember is that when we're looking at the verbs, now it has to be a contraction. So you must say aren't as opposed to are not, because if you say are not, that'll be incorrect. So here is the sentence that we need to rewrite. It says here, children are open to new ideas. That is our positive statement. So our tag question or question tag will then be negative. So children are open to new ideas. Aren't, we've used the contraction and it is negative. And lastly, we've got they, which is our pronoun and subject, which agrees with the subject that we have here, which is children. So really, you need to revise these things, guys, because it becomes so much easier in the actual exam.
Nice one. I'm a fleek, eh? You're just
fleek.
But anyways, let's see what you guys have to say on Facebook about Miss Tusi's lesson. Now get a comment come go Edward at KN. Wow, Miss Tusi, you made it clear. Thank you, and thank you for watching Geleza Nathi every Monday to Friday, 5 to 6 a.m. Racha on SABC 1. Right now, the quick commercial break. Miss Boy Dollar, we touch down. What's good for you?
Geleza Nathi. Geleza Nathi.
Welcome back to Geleza Nathi right here on SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. Ningalibali uthatha nathi kumakhasi ethu onxibelelwano, that is Facebook, no Twitter, facebook.com/Geleza Nathi @GN_SABC1. Right now, though, Sismat, what's good for you?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to it. Yimina Sismat, and this is good for you. Now, as you know, lately we're focusing on doing the little life skills that you do learn in life orientation, but you may not get to in class, actually. So today, we took our GN cam to the streets to find out what you guys think about opening a bank account, and this is what you had to say. Let's check it out.
What you need first and foremost is an ID card.
What you need to open a bank account is you have to have proof of residence of where you currently stay.
One of the things you need to open a bank account is money.
What you need to open a bank account is a plan for what you're going to use the money for, and in which account you're going to put the money in.
All right, guys. Again, you guys are on the right track and you kind of have this thing on lockdown. But here's a few more points that you need to consider. So if you're going to be opening a bank account, one thing that you need to do is to make sure that you do your research. Guys, there's so many banks out there and you've got to find the one that works for you. And you need to know, where is this bank? Is it close to my house? What are the interest rate they're going to give me? And those are the things that you need to think about beforehand. And then practically, obviously, you need to have your ID, like you guys said, and you also need a proof of residence. Now, if you're a little bit young and you don't have an ID, what you can do is ask your parents or your guardian to open the bank account in your name. So basically, this means that it'll still be your account, but they're going to open it for you, and you would still be able to be responsible for it with their assistance, of course. But guys, do remember that you do need to make sure that you know exactly what you can and can't do with your account, because you don't want to land up in debt. You don't want to be like, I'm putting my money in and I'm not getting it out, because sometimes you get an account where you can just put money in and you can only take it out when you're like 18 or when you're 25. So make sure you know what you're getting yourself into, and make sure that you know the rules of your bank. You know, sometimes you may need money and they'll say to you, you have to give us 24 hours notice. So this is why I'm saying it's important to do your research, find out what the banks offer, find out what the interest rates are, because that's going to make a difference to how much money you get at the end of the day when you're banking with someone. But that's all for me, guys. I hope that was really, really helpful. And as you know, if you have anything that you can tell me or you'd like to tell me, all you have to do is drop me an email at sismat@gmail.com and I'll be sure to get back to you. Have a lovely day. See you next time. Goodbye.
Nice one, Sismet. Sibonge kakhulu. Now, Ms. Tusi, thini homework question namhlanje?
I-homework question namhlanje ilula kakhulu. All you need to do is give an antonym for each of the words below. Energetic, respect, and brave. I will be sure to look out for your answers on Facebook between 7 and 8 p.m. And if you've got any questions, please do not be afraid to ask.
7 to 8 is a date, don't be late.
We've come to the end of the day. Thank you so much for tuning to Geleza Nathi right here on SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. Besilanage Purchase Room Ekacheng, extension number 5, Butuka Technical School. Ilesikolo besikuso namhlanje. Joban bonile ke besidlalo was very interesting. It was good to break up the pattern, and Team B were very bright and very brilliant, and they were the winners for today. Hit us up on Twitter and also on Facebook. But right now, it's time for me to love and leave you and cross back to the studio. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Nice one. Geleza Nathi. But before we love and leave you guys, someone has to walk away with that awesome tablet. I suppose who is the hashtag I'm active in my school competition winner is during his spare time. And congratulations to you. You walk away with this awesome, dapper, new, brand new spanking tablet. Now, before we finally do the right thing on Facebook and on Twitter and send through your entries. Now, I'll tell you to any quick shout outs, guys. Yep. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I'd like to send a shout out to my friends at school and my family.
Nice one. Now, but we're 5 to 6 a.m. with another spectacular lesson in life sciences. When the show to us, tuna in about anti-tobacco. Thank you so much, guys, for coming through. Thank you so much. Goodbye and have a wonderful day.
Oh yeah, we sound. Hey. It's 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. Mondays to Fridays. Hey. What's good for you today, man? Look, I got a lot of books, I'm stacking paper. Trying to be an accountant, stacking paper. Geographical mind, I'm smashing craters. Geleza Nathi got my bag, yeah, that's major. Every morning when I wake, it's on. There's a world waiting to be taken on. Brings a funda till the break of dawn, but thank